You know, we've been talking about our veterans all evening. In fact, it was 100 years ago that brave Americans joined our armed forces as the United States was involved in World War I. In fact, more than 200,000 Ohioans joined that cause. In fact, that was the fourth largest number of volunteers from any state during that particular time. Unfortunately, 6,500 Ohioans paid the ultimate price. Homer Lawson from Fayette County, Ohio, was one of the soldiers who died on the battlefields of France. The amazing part of his story, there's a building named in Lawson's honor, and a lot of people in town had no idea of the contribution of Homer Lawson, who is considered the pride of Washington Courthouse.
What else have you seen in the story?
At first glance, it seems the usual events and people who make up American history are featured in Mr. Ryan Day's history class. But things are a little different this week at Washington High School. World War I, the war to end all wars, is presented in a way today's younger generation can understand and appreciate.
Really just got the ball rolling with everything that happened afterward, with the Depression, what we're learning about now, and to be World War II and everything after that.
One of those who fought almost a century ago is getting a lot of attention in this class.
It was really good to learn a story about our hometown that I didn't know.
This is Homer Lawson, born in Washington Courthouse, a Harlem Hell fighter, a member of the 369th who died on the battlefields of World War I France as a hero, a lesser known but important part of American history. For years, his name has graced the American Legion post in Washington Courthouse, but most were unaware of his significance.
I would drive past that building before and I didn't recognize it or what it was for at all.
The 372nd received the Croix de Guerre from the French Army because of their bravery and because of kind of the amazing work and the sacrifice. The highest honor that the French Army gave.
Paul LaRue is a retired history teacher and part of the Ohio World War I Centennial Commission. And he's the one responsible for the World War I teaching instructions used at Washington High.
In some ways, it's kind of sad and ironic. The French government, in some ways, recognized them more than their own country. At the time of World War I, not a single African American was a recipient of the Medal of Honor. And these stories were known.
And this is something that is not lost nearly a century later on students and veterans.
To see someone that was here and that grew up here to do something that great with his life, it gives us a sense of a standard to live up to.
I think it's a great honor for him. It's a shame that he's not here to see it. His family's not here to see it. But the veteran brothers are here to know that what he has done and that we're honoring him.
Members of the integrated Homer Lawson American Legion post never had a picture of the post namesake until Paul LaRue completed his research. This hall is filled with other pictures of local veterans from all wars, so their actions and service will not be lost in history. Unlike his final moments of life, Homer Lawson is resting in the peaceful pastures of the Veterans section of Greenlawn Cemetery in Columbus, nearly a century after his heroic actions. Section of Greenlawn Cemetery in Columbus, nearly a century after his heroic actions. And you know, the amazing thing about the whole Homer Lawson story, Colleen, is that a big shout out to Paul LaRue tonight. This kind of teacher that I would have enjoyed in high school. He's retired from teaching, but he continues to find these little nuggets to pass on. Thank you, Paul, for telling me about that story. Thank you for allowing me to spend time in the classroom there at Washington High School. Those students were really in tune with World War I and Homer Lawson, a hometown hero in Washington Courthouse.
That's what I liked about that story. Not only that now the town is kind of giving him his due, but it's the young people who really connected with that story and helped advance it. Nice story, Mike
I like
Jackson.
that. I enjoyed that.